There was a photo circulating, went viral, of Caitlin Clark
that has been displayed with her and Sandy Bardello.
We have just seen
that took place after the Fever game.
Sabrina Ionescu says, hey, Caitlin, come to the back with us.
Sandy, Sap, and Stewie are all talking to Caitlin Clark in the tunnel.
Sandy Brondellos, Brianna Stewart, and her agent all lying in wait 2 pounds.
Why is her agent there? That is the key. Agents involved?
Sandy Brondello did show legitimate love to Caitlin Clark.
Just moments ago, a video leaked, and it's sending shockwaves through the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark had a secret meeting with the New York Liberty post-game.
Caitlin Clark caught in a tunnel huddle with the New York Liberty's coach, players, and even her agent. The clip is going viral, and now fans are asking, is Caitlin planning her exit from Indiana?
The Fever continued to just act foolish. They don't realize what they have. New York will realize what they got.
they are talking to Caitlin Clark's agent, not just talking to Caitlin Clark.
If you believe Caitlin Clark deserves better, drop a 100% in the comments right now.
We're with you 100% CC.
Caitlin Clark actually worrying about herself this time. You know, putting herself first because she put the league, she put everybody before her every time.
It started as just another post-game moment until the camera caught something that ignited a storm across the WNBA world. Right after the Indiana Fever's loss to the New York Liberty, Caitlin Clark was seen smiling and chatting in the tunnel.
We have just seen the New York Liberty players after the game meeting up with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, her team lost the damn game, but Caitlin is all smiles. She's all smiles.
But this wasn't just a casual exchange. She was surrounded by Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello, superstars Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu, and most importantly, her agent, Erin Kane.
Caitlin Clark to see Sandy Brondellos, her agent, all lying in wait 2 pounds.
This is Caitlin's agent. This is Caitlin Clark's agent.
Sandy Brondello, hand on Caitlin Clark's shoulder. Brianna Stewart there. Sabrina Ionescu there. The Caitlin Clark's agent. Erin Kane is there.
The body language? Warm, relaxed, familiar.
Caitlin Clark looks unbelievably happy talking to these folks.
Sandy had her hand on Caitlin's shoulder. Everyone looked at ease, like a private meeting that just so happened to get caught on camera.
We got Sabrina Ionescu, far left. Look at those back muscles. All right, Sabrina, do your thing. We got Erin Kane. Oh, doing her Stephanie White pose. Oh, wow. Okay. Erin Kane doing the Stephanie White. Nice. We got Brianna Stewart, Stewie, as they call her. And we got Sandy Brondello.
New York sent the blitz. Sandy, Sab, and Stewie are all talking to Caitlin and her agent.
Almost instantly, the footage began spreading like wildfire across social media platforms. Fans began speculating, was this a subtle recruiting pitch? Was New York quietly preparing a long-game move for the WNBA's biggest name? The presence of her agent added fuel to the fire. This wasn't just players chatting. This looked like business.
This is how it starts in sports. This is how it starts in the NFL. This is how it starts in the NBA. When you start seeing the wheels in motion, there's signs.
And the timing couldn't be more suspicious. Caitlin had just played her heart out in a game the Fever lost. Yet she wasn't dejected. She looked energized. The kind of energy that doesn't come after a loss.
She never smiled like that in front of Kelly and Amber.
But maybe from finally feeling valued. Liberty players have shown consistent public support for Caitlin all season.
The Liberty have shown her love. We've seen that as a bit of a theme.
They haven't engaged in the rough, borderline violent defense she's faced from others. They've praised her game and her impact. And now post-game, they're sharing smiles in the tunnel with the most marketable athlete in women's basketball.
Caitlin Clark had a secret meeting, a little powwow, just a little powwow with the New York Liberty post-game.
To fans, it wasn't just a moment, it was a message. Then came the theories. Was this tampering, a soft recruitment, or simply Liberty leadership showing Caitlin what respect and support feel like? Whatever the intent, one thing is clear. This wasn't random. This wasn't just coincidence. This was a moment loaded with meaning.
But there were some nice words from Liberty coach Sandy Brondello that I did capture. And I thought they were it was a good sentiment.
And it confirmed what fans have whispered for weeks. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's making decisions. And she's doing it with people who believe in her power. The video might be short, but its message is long-lasting. New York is watching, and maybe, just maybe, Caitlin Clark is watching back.
So many people is insinuating that Caitlin Clark could be trying to get the hell out of Indy. And it's this photo right here that is really heating up. I mean, this one right here is really breaking the bank.
The viral video didn't explode in a vacuum. It hit like a match in a room already filled with gasoline. Because this isn't just about a tunnel conversation. It's about months of quiet tensions, questionable treatment, and the growing disconnect between Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Let's start with the most telling moment. Caitlin Clark just won WNBA Player of the Year at the ESPYs. An incredible feat for a rookie.
Caitlin Clark, in her first eligible year, wins an ESPY award for WNBA Player of the Year.
It should have been a celebration across the board. But when her own head coach, Stephanie White, was asked about it post-game, she couldn't even name her first.
Stephanie White gets asked about it before giving credit where credit is due.
Instead, she rattled off a list of other stars like Brianna Stewart, Aja Wilson, and Sue Bird, before eventually circling back to Caitlin.
Obviously, you think about the Stewies, MVPs of the league, and championship winners, and Asia's MVPs of the league and championship winners, and of course Sue Bird.
Y'all saw her trade Cheryl Reeves for the Liberty coach on national TV and flat out humiliate Cheryl Reeves.
The message, subtle but loud. We're not ready to make her the face. And this isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a larger pattern where Caitlin, arguably the most transformative player the WNBA has ever had, is being downplayed instead of elevated. Indiana Fever management, from top to bottom, seems unsure of how to handle the superstar in their hands. Instead of protecting and building around her, they often appear to be holding her back. Just look at how Stephanie White discussed Caitlin's All-Star Game participation. She openly stated that the decision wasn't up to the team. It was up to Caitlin and her team.
Almost seems to me like Caitlin Clark really wants to do it and Stephanie White might not want her to do it.
That phrase, her team, is powerful.
Caitlin and her team will make decisions when it comes to All-Star. And for me, it's a big deal for us to have All-Star in Indianapolis. And of course, with Caitlin being a focal point of all of that. As the coach of the Indiana Fever, it's not a bigger deal than our long-term season, but it's also part of the fun. So those are conversations that Caitlin will have with her group. I probably won't be a part of those.
It suggests Caitlin has built her own circle of control. She's no longer just a rookie being guided. She's a brand, a business, and an independent force.
If she was to leave in 2027, it's up to Caitlin and her team.
And frankly, can you blame her? Caitlin has been pushed, hit, and physically targeted in almost every game.
The physicality around the way that Caitlin Clark is played defensively, that came up pregame as well.
Many of those fouls go uncalled. Analysts and fans alike have accused the league of failing to protect her.
They hated Sabrina in the same way as they hate Caitlin Clark. Cheryl Swoops, who is a more known name in the space, or just amongst basketball fans, and she is full-on Caitlin Clark hater.
She's not just playing through contact, she's surviving it. And the Fever, they've said little, done less.
She doesn't know how to use Caitlin Clark to grow the league in the right way.
When your franchise player is getting battered night after night and your response is silence, that's a signal, and Caitlin is clearly receiving it. Let's not forget, this is a player who carried women's college basketball into the mainstream. She broke records, she sold out arenas, she boosted TV ratings beyond what anyone thought possible.
This sinking ship stay afloat for a little bit longer.
And now in the pros, she's being treated like just another rookie on the depth chart. Her role has shifted game to game. Her minutes fluctuate. The offense isn't always designed around her. It's baffling. And it's not just the coach, it's the entire Indiana front office.
You got to realize if you've got a completely incompetent front office.
There's been constant confusion over rotations, questionable signings, and promises made to veterans like Natasha Howard and DeWanna Bonner, while Caitlin is being asked to adapt instead of lead. They said they were building a fast-paced, dynamic offense. But what Caitlin got was a slow, grinded-out half-court system that dulls her strengths. Every week it becomes clearer. Caitlin Clark is doing more for the Fever than they're doing for her.
Caitlin Clark might be on her way out. She let it be known.
She's selling jerseys, filling arenas, and bringing in national media.
New York is the perfect fit for it. New York is the best landing spot for Caitlin right now.
While simultaneously being asked to stay quiet, play nice, and adjust. And fans are seeing it. That's why the viral video landed so hard, because it confirmed what people were already feeling. Caitlin might love the game, but she's not loving the environment. This is more than basketball. It's about respect, vision, and alignment. And right now, the Indiana Fever don't look like a franchise that's moving with Caitlin. They look like one standing in her way. No wonder the smiles came easy in New York. No wonder that tunnel meeting felt different. In Indiana, it's friction. In New York, it looked like freedom.
There is a photo that is floating around, which we're about to pick up, and many people is insinuating that Caitlin Clark could be trying to plan the outs of Indiana.
When that now viral photo surfaced, Caitlin Clark, surrounded by Liberty Stars and her agent in the tunnel of Barclays Center, it didn't just spark rumors. It revealed something deeper, a vision of what her future could look like. A future far beyond the frustration and tension she's facing in Indiana. A future in New York, the epicenter of media, basketball legacy, and global influence. Let's break it down. The New York Liberty didn't just happen to bump into Caitlin after the game. Sandy Brondello had her arm around Caitlin. Breanna Stewart was right there. So was Sabrina Ionescu. And most importantly, her agent, Erin Kane, stood directly alongside them. That doesn't scream casual conversation. That screams intentional presence.
She's a great player. It would have been good for our craft to see her, but hopefully they get to see her after post-All-Star. We get to play them again. As for the All-Star, I'm excited to get to know her a little bit. I think that's the part of the All-Star. It's going to coach players that you haven't coached before and get them to know them a little bit and enjoy the whole celebration.
That's business. And Liberty isn't just any team. They've been quietly and brilliantly playing the long game all season. While other teams have tried to rough Caitlin up physically, New York played clean, respectful, strategic. They never gave her the bruises. They gave her the blueprint. A franchise that knows how to handle stars and elevate their voices rather than suppress them.
We have just seen the New York Liberty players after the game meeting up with Caitlin Clark.
Photo that has been displayed with her and Sandy Brondello.
After the game, Sabrina Ionescu says, "Hey, Caitlin, come to the back with us." Sandy Brondello, Breanna Stewart, and her agent all lying in wait to pounce.
Sandy, Sap, and Stewie are all talking to Caitlin Clark in the tunnel.
Why is her agent there? That is the key. Agents involved?
The Fever continued to just act foolish. They don't realize what they have. New York will realize what they got.
They are talking to Caitlin Clark's agent, not just talking to Caitlin Clark.
While Indiana stumbles with basic roster construction, New York is stacking the deck and building a powerhouse. Let's look at their infrastructure. The Liberty have one of the most stacked and forward-looking rosters in the WNBA. Breanna Stewart, arguably the league's most complete player. Sabrina Ionescu, the face of confidence and range. And behind the scenes, they've stashed top-tier international talent. Players like Raquel Carrera and Maureen Foto.
They have Raquel Carrera coming in. They have the rights to Maureen Foto. So it's like, okay, who's going to be Caitlin's backup? Because they don't have anyone on a rookie contract.
Both of whom are projected stars in Europe and are expected to join the team on rookie deals.
She possibly could buy out her contract.
They're not just building for now, they're building a dynasty, and Caitlin Clark would be the crown jewel. And New York isn't just attractive because of basketball. It's about brand. It's about leverage. It's about becoming the biggest star in the biggest market. Imagine Clark's face on a Nike billboard in Times Square, a signature shoe line, golf gear, merch, clothing, appearances on national late-night shows. That's not a fantasy. That's a Tuesday in New York.
Nike, a huge banner on the Freedom Tower. Oh, that's cool too.
The Liberty already play in front of a packed, high-energy crowd. They do numbers without Caitlin. Imagine what they do with her. Indiana needs Clark to stay relevant. But New York? New York would amplify her, not rely on her to keep the lights on.
The New York Liberty, clearly a well-run franchise with the size. Even when the Liberty were not very good, who cared about this franchise? And it wasn't like the Indiana Fever, where they're trying to just use Caitlin Clark to try to boost it up and try to make a lot more money.
The signs of a potential move are already there, and not just in smiles and handshakes. Look at how the power dynamics are shifting. Caitlin's agent being involved in these tunnel moments means conversations are happening. Maybe not formal offers, but signals, positioning, future alignment.
Tomorrow in the CBA, I'll put in a request for a trade.
And make no mistake, Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie anymore. She's a business empire. She doesn't need to beg for a trade. She doesn't need to throw tantrums. She just has to wait. The WNBA's rookie contracts run 3 to 4 years. After that, she's free to choose. And if Indiana doesn't make sweeping changes, and fast, she'll walk right into unrestricted free agency with the biggest leverage the league has ever seen.
Waits it out, 2028 free agency. See ya!
If I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm meeting up with other teams. I am being buddy-buddy with everybody.
And the Liberty, they'll be waiting. With cap space, with discounts from players like Stewart and Sabrina, who are rumored to be willing to take less just to make it happen. Why? Because they know what's at stake. A team with Clark, Sabrina, and Stewie would instantly become the biggest draw in WNBA history. A super team with global relevance. For the league, this could change everything.
This is likely about the 2026 CBA and not Caitlin Clark getting traded. Oh, my bad. Traded to the New York Liberty. What would the Liberty even trade her for? I guess they have a lot of European talent stashed overseas, but sadly, Caitlin Clark won't be free.
A move like this would force other teams to rethink how they treat their stars. It would prove that market matters, that alignment matters, that if you mistreat the face of the league, she will find a new home. And the entire basketball world would watch it unfold, from ESPN to TMZ to Vogue. And here's the deeper truth. Caitlin Clark deserves that stage. She deserves to be in an organization that understands how to support her talent, not just exploit it.
Caitlin Clark is one of... What's so hard about that, Stephanie?
She deserves a coach who celebrates her, not just tolerates her.
Maybe not in Indiana, with Kelly and Amber and Stephanie, but in New York? I guarantee you, if they were to ask Sandy Brondell that question, the answers might have been different.
She deserves a team that builds around her, not one that tries to make her fit into a system that limits her. New York Liberty isn't just a possible future. It might be the inevitable one.
Make it clear that they want Caitlin Clark, or they're eventually going to want Caitlin Clark. Along those lines, they made it very, very clear. And that team is the New York Liberty.
And for the Indiana Fever, that viral tunnel video might have been more than a casual post-game chat. It might have been a warning shot, a moment of clarity, the kind of moment that says, this era of women's basketball belongs to Caitlin Clark, and if you can't handle the pressure, someone else will.
Yes, Cece is hurt. These thugs have assaulted her. Yes, they are thugs, and they definitely have assaulted her. DOJ possibly getting involved in this Caitlin Clark and Indiana debacle.
What we saw in that tunnel wasn't just a viral video. It was a glimpse into a shifting future. Caitlin Clark, smiling alongside Liberty legends and her own agent, looked more at ease than she has all season in Indiana. And now fans and insiders alike are asking the same question. Is she already planning her next move? One thing is clear. Caitlin Clark holds all the cards. She's not just a rookie anymore. She's the face of a league.
Nobody else in this WNBA, now or in the past, has ever carried a league as she does.
A generational talent and a billion-dollar brand. If Indiana can't rise to meet that moment, there are teams, like the Liberty, ready and waiting to give her everything she deserves. So tell us what you think. Is this the start of something bigger? Is Indiana wasting a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? Or is Caitlyn simply exploring her options, like any smart superstar would? Either way, one thing's for sure, the league is changing, and Caitlyn Clark is leading that change, with or without the fever.